Good evening. It's Last Bite. Uh, I'm welcoming all my friends, mga mahal ko sa buhay, and even guests tonight so that hopefully we can end this week with something good, di ba? So, I don't know if like me, you've noticed na pag nakikita nyo minsan sa mga posts sa social media or minsan kahit sa TV na pinapakita na mga sa news of how people are coping with the stress of being inside their houses. Yung iba nakikita ko, suddenly they're thinking of new ways of cooking. So yung iba, sabi nga nagpo-post 100 ways kung paano daw magluto ng sardinas at ng pritong itlog. So imagine yun, ano? And then some, suddenly they're discovering they have talents and hobbies and they're developing skills. So yung iba kumakanta, yung iba are learning to play an instrument, a musical instrument. Yung iba are learning new skills like a new language. Yung iba nagbabasa ng mga libro na matagal nilang napuput aside. Alam mo, marami silang nagagawa. And meron pa nga, nakita ko, para lang daw hindi boring yung pagtapon ng basura, yung isang parang neighborhood nag-contest. Parang fashion show, kung ano-anong costume, so that hindi daw sila boring pag nagtapon lang ng basura sa labas. So, that's nice, di ba? Ngayon, the reason I'm saying this is nice is because these people have chosen not to let themselves be confined with being in a lockdown situation. Alam mo, ang buhay ng quarantine kakaiba eh. And sabi nga ng mga experts that there's a significant rise in mental health issues around the world. Ang proof doon is there's already around 40 to 50% increase in anti-depression and anti-anxiety medication. Imagine nyo, 40 to 50% increase. Marami talagang taong medyo nahihirapan mag-cope. And um, masama kasi na eto na nga, legitimate itong problem na ito. Hindi natin to deny. It's here. Now, what would happen is if you focus more on the problem, bumibigat lalo. And then if you hear the news, patong-patong pa. Kaya nangyayari, you become more depressed and even more depressed. So the solution is actually how to not focus on your problems. Hindi naman sinasabing parang in denial ka. No, that's like that. Your problems are legitimate, like any other. Pero ang sinasabi ko, maybe we can be uh, more productive. Maybe we could think out of the box. From being me-centric, yung puro ako, and it's a default eh. The default mode of people is to think about themselves muna. Survival eh. Pero you can choose to think of, rather than puro reaction, is to respond. How can I respond? Now, you have a choice. Pwede kang magmukmok sa isang sulok and say, ang laki ng problema ko, umiyak ka. And hindi ko sinasabing masama yun. There is a place and time for it all. At hindi namin kayo mamadaliin. Your pain is legitimate. Your sorrow is legitimate. Hindi namin sinasabing tama na, tahan na. Hindi ganon. Pero, you also cannot be like that for long. Ako, dumaan po ako sa isang mabigat na problema as a COVID patient. And there was a choice for me to react or to respond. Now, katulad ng mga ibang tao na sinabi ko, binanggit ko kanina, they chose to respond in a way that rather I am not going to be problematic. Instead, I will be productive. Yun di ba? Ganda, no? Rather than focus on your problem, think of how you can become creatively productive. I will not let these four walls of my room or kung saan man ako nakatira at naka-quarantine stop me from doing something bigger than I am. And that's it eh. To stop just thinking of ourselves and say, ano kaya pwede kong gawin? What skill can I add to myself? Ano ba pwede kong matutunan? Lalo ngayon, may internet. Um, is it possible na meron ba akong pwedeng tulungan ibang tao? Di ba? Now, pagka inisip natin, there is somebody in the Bible na also chose to respond different from his very stressful situations. And that's David. Now, I don't know if you are familiar with Psalm 23, a often quoted psalm, and it starts with this: The Lord is my shepherd, I have all that I need. He lets me rest in green meadows, He leads me beside peaceful streams. He renews my strength, He guides me along right paths, bringing honor to His name. Pag inisip natin, napakaganda pag i-visualize natin itong psalm. You have green fields, streams, peaceful, tapos may mga na pinapastol ng mga sheep. Parang inisip mo, wow, siguro nung ginawa to ni David, nagkukuya ako siya sa lilim ng isang puno, nagigitara, kumakanta. Pero hindi totoo yun. When David wrote this psalm, according to the experts, he was actually on the run. He was on the run from either King Saul, who was he wanted David killed because natatakot si Saul that David would take the throne from him. Or on the other hand, much later a time, it was si Absalom, David's own son, who led a coup d'etat against David. Tanggalin siya. In both situations, David was on the run, and not just for days. He was on the run for weeks, months, even years. So imagine mo, it takes a different kind of person to be able to create such a beautiful psalm, and yet, ang situation niya is totally different. Not peaceful, on the run, hiding, limited resources, and yet, pag pinakinggan mo, sabi niya, the Lord has given me everything that I need. Hindi ako nagkukulang. Ang ganda, no? That David was actually saying, Lord, I am going to respond from what I believe is your goodness. That's how David responded to stress, to create a beautiful psalm. And meron din siya mga ibang psalms, ganoon din. And my challenge to all of us is, like David, maybe rather than highlighting our problems, we can be responsible enough to think about, Lord, ano ba mga pwede kong magawa? Ganun eh. Parang si David Lord, I'm going to express myself to you. I believe that the Lord can change your situations. Even right now, you don't have to wait for the quarantine to finish. The Lord can change your situations. Yes, the problems are still there. Yes, the suffering, the tension, they're still there. Pero if we respond properly with the Lord's presence, it's going to be something different. I know. I went through it. I know there is a difference. So I'd like to end it with a prayer. Lord, I pray for each and every person here. Lord, in our lockdown, Lord, help us not to be knocked down. Rather than being burdened with our problems, Lord, help us to just think of ways of being productive. Not just thinking of ourselves, but of thinking how can I be a better person, a bigger person, maybe even think of how can I be helpful. Lord, I know it's going to be different, but Father God, I pray nothing is impossible with you. So thank you once again, and I hope we can end this week in a very nice way. If you like this, just comment and let's see each other next week. Okay? Good night again and bye bye.